Hello everyone, welcome to a new video, and this video will be a bit different. So unlike previous videos where I had some idea and I'm trying to show you how to create some script over here, I also have some question. So if anybody know the answer or better way to find a solution, some better solution, it will be great to share. So well, what is the problem I did? I did create some script that creates schematics in the legend. Now, why it is creating schematics in the legend? Because we cannot do it in the drafting view. In the drafting view, you cannot insert family. So if you have some family and you want to use that family as a legend or as a schematic, you cannot as is. It doesn't matter that maybe that is a nested family, it has some generic annotation, doesn't matter. Drafting view will not allow you to add that family to the drafting view. On the other hand, why I didn't, if everything works great in the regular view, why I didn't add those elements to the view and create a schematic? Because I think that for that schematic that I did create, we did have like 900 elements. So you can imagine that by adding that in the view into this floor plan, for example, it will add those quantities to the schedule. So you will have 900 additional elements that basically you do not have in the project. We are just creating a schematic. So the legend was the only valid thing for me. And then we come to the problem and the topic of this video. So what happened? What happened if you do have some, let's add this wow box. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is, but let's say, okay, we have some VAV unit and we are adding that VAV unit to the floor plan. Where is the insertion point? On the place where I have a cursor, right? Why? Because we have cross-section of those reference front, back, and left, right plane on that place. So when I move the mouse, we will also move the family, and again, cursor will be in the middle of the family. Why in the middle? Because Autodesk created family like that. And if you want to change, you need to edit the family, and you can say, okay, for this, okay, we will disjoin, doesn't matter. We just want to show, okay, if for some reason I really want to have family over here and now to have this as an insertion point, I will move all elements. That will also affect family in the model. Doesn't matter. We want to show something. So now, okay. Let's quickly create some very simple family. Okay, dimensions are not relevant. Let's say that we want to have a family over here. So now where I have my cursor, that will be insertion point when inserting that family in the project. Okay. And okay, what is the problem? Why do we have even this video? The problem is when you want to add now that family into the legend, it became legend component, and I didn't change anything in between those two insertion. So when inserting into a family, you can see where is my cursor and where is the insertion point. But when we are inserting that family in the legend, it is in the middle. Why? We have one solid and like the center point of that solid is in the middle, and that is it. It doesn't matter what you did set into the family, legend component will place the origin differently. Now, what is even more, let's say, challenging. So if you add calculation point to the family, it will not affect origin in the regular views like floor plan, section plan, and so on, but it will affect what is the origin in the legend, because now, so previously insertion point is in center, but now it's somewhere. So I'm constantly changing this Y direction because that was challenging for me to align all of them by that Y direction. So calculation point makes things very difficult. What is even more challenging when you have some different element which has different geometry and different position of calculation point. Yes. Okay. So in the view, it is still on the bottom center, but in the legend, okay, in the legend, it is somewhere. It looks like it is in the middle, but probably it isn't. So now, when you want to align all those elements, when you have same elements, it will be easy because you have calculation point in the same place. Physically, they are the same. So whatever you want to do for those two elements, it will be aligned. But when you have like 100 different elements, every element with a different geometry, and some of elements have calculation point, some of elements does not have. Those who have calculation point, it's in the different with a different value. So aligning of those elements, it's very challenging. A solution that I did use, because mainly I did create that for electrical fixtures, I did recognize like four different cases, and I did resolve for those four different cases, and it works. Not in a millimeter precision, but it works. It doesn't matter if you have calculation point or not and where it is aligned. So what I have usually, let's say this is a wall. Okay, doesn't matter. This is a wall. Sometimes you have electrical feature which also have behind mounting box, and sometimes you have like switch which is just on the wall with a mask and it doesn't have mounting box, or it doesn't belong to the same family. Maybe those are two different families. Also, what is also variable is a calculation point. So okay, we have basically two different geometry, but when you add calculation point, sometimes calculation point is in front of device when you want to see the location of that device in that room, but sometimes for some pictures you want to place some device for the room behind. So that is additional variable in this case. So now we have four different cases, but you need to find, before you place those elements in the legend, is bounding box. Let's say something like this. And okay, so in this case, you must find, we are watching everything like we have north over here. It is extremely important that if you're retrieving the family instance from the model to look something, that you're using facing orientation, because if you want to measure something but you did grab some family instance that in the project it is like this, then what you will get as information, it is highly questionable. But okay, in this case, I want the point on this solid and I want to retrieve calculation point, and then I want to find what is the truly origin. I have a sense that I'm missing something and that there is something more over here. because I cannot achieve that millimeter precision. Elements are aligned, but with slightly offset. So different elements are something like this. So this element is maybe 6 millimeters up. Then I have some element 6 millimeters down, which is okay. That is okay tolerance. But with the amount of effort that I did invest in this, I really want to find what I'm missing and how to achieve that millimeter precision. So if anybody has some answers, please share. Okay, over here, similar situation. Over here, the solid, it's a little bit different, but over here we want to grab and have in mind that when you retrieve element bounding box, it will come without calculation point. So you need separately to retrieve calculation point to take into account the position of solid calculation point and to try to find the origin. Over here, this point for the solid calculation point, origin will be somewhere over here. Minimal bottom point, calculation point, origin will be somewhere here. If this is some very critical line, it is important. Where do you have, and over here, for example, when you did calculate the origin, where is the origin? Is it the origin positive or negative? Because you will need to shift the location of the element before you insert that into the legend. And okay, finally, when you have positive origin for the solid or minimal positive point of the solid and plus calculation point, it will be somewhere over here. What I want to say, you need to calculate this real position of the element before you insert that if you want to arrange them by some alignment in the legend. And again, the question is why in the view we can control and clearly define the origin of the element. Why in the legend that is not the same? Because we will easily manipulate with that. I know that for the legend component you can retrieve the bounding box and set the location, but that bounding box will not retrieve calculation point. And the calculation point you can see over here. So if I set some data lines over here, and now this is the position of this element, you can see what will happen when I move calculation point. Let's do side view. Okay. Load into project and close. No. Okay. And I mean, if you understand what is the problem, okay. If you do not understand, try to play, and then you will see. But yeah, I did find some solution. It works, but I'm not sure why we have this entirely new system of calculation of the origin for the legend. I think it will be way easier to have the same like we have in the view. And also, if I'm missing something over here, if there is something else that the origin of the legend component contains except of the solid and calculation point, please let me know. So yeah, I can improve my own results. Thank you for watching.